Oh my god. Did anyone see that? Was that an Aphelios trap that blocked the Q? Yeah, it was. Oh my god, the Aphelios trap blocked the flash Q from Lee Sin. I think Leona is so broken. Like, the lane phase is hard against Braum, of course. In skirmishes, this champ just way too much. The GP ban is good because you're playing Aphelios without the Thresh, immobile carry. I think when you have this many mid bans, these two already, I think Syndra just becomes really broken. Even though Syndra is good into both of these champs, you don't really have that many AP options available, right? The thing is, Tam Kench Orianna, like, it's so... I don't know what this draft does. Like, you have two really good range scaling carries, but then, like, Tam, Braum, Viego, it's so lackluster. There's no engage. Your only engage is, like, a Aphelios ult on Purple Gun, or some kind of Tam Kench flank. That feels like really the only way that you can get an engage going. Really good draft. You have facilitated AP in these, and you have base AD Kings. Only problem with this comp is it gets outscaled, but it only gets really outscaled on solo lanes, right? And even then, it's not too bad because of the playmaking these champs have and the setup it gives to Ziggs. And Ziggs will scale incredibly well, and he can always wave clear. If you think about it, the enemy team has no engage, right? This has hardly any engage, and you're playing Ziggs, so you can just clear from range. If you pick a mage bot, you don't automatically get outscaled. Wrong. If this was Syndra bot, then of course the scaling is not as good, but the range that Ziggs has against this comp with no engage, he's always pretty safe. Okay, so jungle starting bot, pathing top, playing into Renekton lane, of course. Viego starting top, pathing bot. His lane should have push because you have Braum into Leona and they leash, so his bot should have push, which means he can get bot grab. Mid should also have push. So Perks you can see has perma push. And now Blabber's going to his Krugs, whereas Santorin's ganking mid over doing Krugs. So a couple things have to happen here to him not to die. One, he should lean towards bot side harder, and he should not be playing in the middle of the lane, because Sejuani will always come from top side, because he knows that they're bot lane leashed, and he should be top side, right? They're trading crabs, so they have full information that Sejuani's top side, so he should lean bot, number one. Number two, if he's actually scared and wants to contest this mid wave, then he should call jungle. So he needs to call jungle and say, skip your Krugs, I need you to help me push out this wave so I can base or something. Blabber will be a bit behind, but then he's safe at least. And then number three, you can't really argue the play itself, because you can't tell Perks to outplay this, because Santorin Q flashes, and he buffers the Q only a tiny bit. Look, that's it. Q insta-flash. So it's very hard to react to this, so I can understand why he's late on the flash. And then that just sucks. Dies. Okay, Leona went mid to cover this wave push out, so that Jensen can crash it. And they want to look for a dive. Now this dive was just really well read by Vulcan. It's a shame we get a replay, because this is all we see when we come back to live. But Vulcan must have read this play instantly, like bot waves crashing, and most supports there would have based and with their AD, right? Based and run out to mid. But I think because Perks has a stacking wave and he has no sums, he just instantly runs mid and he's going to cover the mid wave and then recall. So he's just wasting himself like 5 to 10 seconds to get to here, to base. When in reality, what he's actually doing is he's saving this mid wave while also being able to base. So here, he was probably just going to reset, but then he sees them, so now he's here to match the play. Santorin a bit too split with no flash, so of course he's going to die. So I think here this kill should have gone to Orianna. When Sejuani Qs like this and she has no flash, I think they should give the kill to Orianna. The reason mid lane is so contested is because of bouncing waves, so I can just explain it to you guys. Again, this wave is pushing into Jensen and Perks wants to crash it, so his jungle support has to cover him, otherwise he'll get all-in, right? And the reason you'll see this series especially, and just League of Legends in general right now, the way you'll see the map work is top laners are trading push non-stop, and they just keep moving down, or they have TP instead, and they're just ready to move. AD carries just fight each other one-on-one. They don't even touch each other, it's just waves pushing in and out each other. And one can have the push, and the other can give it up if he has TP, or he's just under tower, sucks. And the third thing will always happen if you watch pro games is jungle support will always be around mid, mostly mid bot side, sometimes through top, depending on if they have vision or not. And it's all about mid. The reason it's all about mid is because if you have a stacking wave like this, and the Lee Sin is able to jump forwards with the Sejuani, Perks can never crash it, and he's going to fall behind, okay? Second thing is, Jensen needs cover on this wave to stop Perks crashing it. So both of them need jungle support to be there. He wants to stop Perks from being able to crash it, and Perks wants to crash it. So two people want to do opposite things, everyone has to be there. And the second thing is, let's say Core JJ was in bot, and Santorin stayed on his Gromp, for example, and this wave was crashed for free. What does that do? Well, that gives Perks mid-push and Jensen's under tower, which basically means you can hold vision in river, because Perks can then walk down, he can put his ward here, he can have a pink or whatever, can maybe even go over here and pink, and now your bot lane has no vision, you have no vision to contest through mid, your jungle support's never on the same timers, And what they can just keep doing is Orianna can push, jungle support can hover around up the river because they have full vision, and he has to be scared because he doesn't know where support is. He has to be scared, he doesn't know where jungle support is. And you can just keep moving up and down the river, threatening tower dives on bot and zoning the enemy mid and keeping him on the tower. That's what both teams want to do in an ideal world right now in the meta, because not only does it mean you can dive bot and you can pressure the waves, it also means you can do Drakes for free, which is the biggest win condition in the game right now in terms of scaling. And that's why scaling doesn't matter. Does this scale? No. Kind of has late game insurance with Ziggs, but the reason for this comp is early skirmishes, pushing in mid, contesting the mage to make him so he can't scale, and dragons. Yeah, C9 had to contest it. This was really well played from Jensen. Slightly unlucky for Perks, and the reason it's unlucky, maybe you didn't notice this, but Perks' movement was good here. This hitbox to me, that should not hit. Even when I saw it live, I thought, wow, I've played about 5,000 Lee Sin games, and that should not have hit. But I guess it did, because of the trajectory of the skill shot, and then Perk stepping up a millisecond there. Kind of the reason it hits, but I genuinely don't. I think that Perk should have lived here. That's just a really unlucky hitbox. Blabber's here again to try and help push out the wave. Core JJ and Santorin are there. Bot crabs up. Lots of intricacies will happen, and Ziggs has to push so he can move up first. Now there's going to be a 3v3 or something, whatever. But they're fine. They got crab and they got some vision. Now look, Perks has put this ward. A little bit of vision for them. But they have double sweeper. Shocker. See, Jensen has the push. Santorin hovers around. In an ideal world, you can start to pressure side lanes. But I guess Santorin needs to base, and so does Jensen. They have a lot of gold. Neutrals are up. And Herald is, even though your comp is not scaling so well, and it's extremely powerful, these three champs are super strong. First 15 to 20 minutes of the game, they're insanely strong. But I think Drake is not that valuable, actually. I think Herald is way more valuable for a team like this. No! No, I spilled my coffee! Ah! Oh shit, the arrow keys. The arrow keys are broken. Just stop pressing it, man. Stop pressing yourselves. Thank you. Ah! One guy in chat just says, you dumb fuck. Fuck you. Do you remember how I was telling you guys about mid lane being the most important role so that you can push in mid and you can move to side lanes? This is exactly what happens. Let's imagine Lee Sin's here and he's getting pushed in. In this case, he's base, but Braum's here anyway. Wave comes in. Orianna Braum move towards bot. Keep full bot side vision. And now Ziggs has to back off a bit. Luckily, he has a lot of range. But yeah, even if Perks is basing here, TL don't have wards on bot side. So if you can control bot side of mid and have pinks and have your jungle support always move up and down the river and help your mid laner push, your mid laner can always fake pressure. What I mean by fake pressure is he can push in mid and he can just run into this bush and base. To your team, you can't make a play, but to the enemy team, they're sweating. Where the fuck is Orianna? We have to find Orianna. She's not showing. There's not a wave for another 10 to 15 seconds, so we're not going to see her for 10 to 15 seconds. Let's back off bot. Oh, she was in fucking base, man! And that's what happens. So that's a good way to play with the enemy team's information. And a lot of mid laners will do this. I think it wasn't actually a very common thing to do, especially for me when I was a mid laner in Season 7. I watched a lot of VODs of players, and I really didn't see this happen much until Caps came along. When Caps came along, he was the first person to do this a lot, where he would just push in a wave in your face, run down, and he would base. He would just base. And I would say to my team, guys, where the fuck is this guy? Is he bot? He might dive you. Can you ward like the bush or something? Can you ward like river, guys? Oh, he just came out of base with full pots, and now I haven't based myself. Oh, perfect. And he gets dove. Bye-bye. C9 tried to make a play bot. It doesn't work, and Alphari TPs to save Tactical, who has the base. So now Tactical goes top. Yeah, so lane swap comes in. Unintentional lane swap, but necessary to make sure you don't lose farm. If this was a solo queue game, I know one of you fuckers would do exactly what I'm about to say. You're a top laner with TP bot, you'd base, and you just run straight back to your lane. La 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 la. And you'd arrive there, Renekton's losing 2 waves, and you're sharing XP on the next one. You motherfuckers, don't do that. If your top laner TP's bot and you base, you go top lane. Or your mid lane TP's bot, and they're in bot, and you base, you go mid lane. You take over their lane. They helped you, they took over your waves, now you help them and you take over their waves, right? You don't just fucking listen to DJ Guetta and run bot full speed ahead while you're fucking tapped out. I queued for bot, I go bot. Alright, man. Now they have 3 tower plates, so this worked out even better because they have Herald and Ziggs, so this tower is dead. Herald with Ziggs, molte bene. Okay, first tower. They lost Drake for it, but it's definitely worth it. Having your Ziggs on side lane, not good. Having your Ziggs in mid, very good. Always pushed in the waves, look at that. Just pops the wave, keeps it pushed in. Lee Sin can catch top, and you're in a 1-3-1. You're in a 1-3-1 with a global ultimate. No TPs, so it's only Jensen who can actually TP to a play, but 1-3-1 is definitely what they need to do. Stop it! Ah, I just punched my keyboard. Fuck, man. So, he can freeze here because there's no objective on the map. There's no dragon, there's no threat on mid tower, there's no threat on bot tower, and he has TP. So if anything happens on the map, it's fine. Freeze top, no one comes, cool. Someone comes, I Igor drinker the wave, and I TP in. So it's actually a really good freeze here. If he didn't have TP, questionable, but with TP, definitely good. There's no play for C9 to be made on the map right now. So yeah, Orianna has no job on the map right now. She's a bit dizzy. She doesn't know where to go because of the top freeze. And Jensen has TP to match any play they make. So I think this is a really good freeze by Jensen. And it means that he can play weak side. You know, if he was to push in top, let's say all the way to tier 2. Like, let's say he pushed in the wave. How can he push in the next wave? Because his whole team's bot side and the enemy team's top side. It's a split map right now. So holding a freeze on a split map like this is really good if it can't turn against you. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say there was a couple more caster creeps here and an extra melee, like 2 waves stacked up. Freezing that is very dangerous because what could happen is Orianna could walk up with Braum and Viego and they could crash the wave. Just kill this, boom, waves crashed, really big wave on your tower, now you're getting dove. Or they can use that against you to take tower plates and zone you away. So freezing on weak side is good if the wave is thin enough to the point where if they try to make a play, you can take the wave and then back off. So if Jensen was under threat here from Viego, he could just pop the wave with E Gore Drinker and that's it. Play done. He's out. But yeah, if it was a stacked wave, they could use it against him. So there's 2 big waves in League, 2 big wave states. There's stacked waves and freezes. Yeah? You guys know stacked waves and freezes? It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Did you ever think about that? Stacked wave and a freeze is the exact same thing, just for the other team, right? So if I have a wave stacked up and I want to crash it, that's my stacked wave to me. But to him, that's a freeze. It's also a stacked wave, but it could also be a freeze. So now if I freeze this wave, oh, I have a stacking wave. A slow push is different to a stacked wave. So there's a stacked wave, a freeze. We'll just use these concepts so you can make sense of it, and a slow push, okay? Okay, so a stacked wave is lots of... Let's take this as an example, right? Let's imagine this is early on in the game. This is one wave, not so much a stacked wave. Add a couple creeps, it's a stacked wave, right? If he holds the wave, this stacked wave, and you can't do anything on it, then it's a freeze. Now, a slow push is the same thing, just in its baby form. Let's imagine this is bot lane, tower here, tower here. Let's imagine this is bot lane tier 1, and this is bot lane tier 1. A slow push would be a wave that's here, and it's slowly stacking up. And then it turns on the next wave into a stacked wave, which can also be a freeze, of course. So the slow push is like the young version. It's like a little lamb, you know, the slow push. And you got to make it grow up into a big sheep. And that's the stacked wave. Stacked wave can be a frozen wave, and a frozen wave can be turned into a stacked wave, right? If I freeze a big wave, I can just come and push it in with my jungle support, and now it's a fucking stacked wave, and you're getting dove. Yeah, Jensen playing weak side a bit too long here. This is the thing. The second the wave crashes, they can dive you, right? Similar to before, this time the wave does crash. He should have respected it. Maybe he thought he'd be fine on tower. And yeah, boom, dove. Okay, so Dragon's up in 20 seconds, but looks like TL want to stop them from being able to push in top. Does Jensen want to TP back? Yes, he does. Okay, now it makes sense why they're hovering top side. Vulcan's just dead. Now, TL, small mistake, in a way. Actually, not a mistake. Depends what your priorities are. Because right now you have 2 free objectives once you push this mid wave. What are your 2 free objectives? Dragon, free. Jensen can TP back bot. You have bot push, free. Could also go for a kill top. Depends how you weigh it up. I think if you look at it right now, I think the Dragon might be better. Take Dragon, push in bot to tier 2, take their red buff, keep mid push. Maybe drop 1 plate in top because Orianna has to base anyway. I think this TP is good if your team is closer. Does that make sense? Like, if Renekton and Sejuani were around here, then I think this TP is great because you can chase Orianna past the tier 1. But this kind of TP, you're going to lose all your bot side vision and you're going to kill a Braum. Okay, sure. I mean, let's see what they get for it, you know. Once they kill this Braum, what will they get for it? Because right now it looks like they're going to lose Drake. Unless they can TP in. Maybe they can... Oh, they're actually beelining to Drake. Okay, so I think they're going to get there in time. But Jensen doesn't have TP. Wow, it feels like Team Liquid's trying to juggle way too many objectives right now. But I guess they could just push mid. Oh, it's the ultimate 5-head, 1-up, layer-up play. Kill in mid tower. They could also move into top and take full top camps. Please move into top after this play. Please, Sejuani, man. No, no, no. They had such a good opportunity here. They should just push this wave now and they should run top. But they're going for their red buff. Ah, this is... Ooh, and now they're getting TP'd on? Huh? Wow. Okay, before we watch the TP fight, what should have happened there was... Because they're all bot side, there's no point entering bot and taking their red. Jensen should have fast pushed top. They should fast push mid, crash to tier 2 and take their top tier 2 as well with Ziggs. I think that's definitely doable. Definitely doable, given the position. And Leona can play like a nutcase and she can just walk up onto the Orianna like this. Or Sejuani can just throw an ult to zone her away. And you're going to get 3 towers. But them going for this tower mid, I think was bad. I think what they should have been doing right now is running up, taking blue and wolves, and taking tier 2 top. I think that's doable. Especially if Sejuani's there. But Sejuani's not there, so Orianna doesn't have to be scared. If Sejuani wants to be here, I think they can maybe force the mid tier 2, because she can just ult whoever walks up. And you can just layer with Leona ult, right? So you have a really good engage. Wow, look at that map state. Wow, 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 wow. Look at that top wave. Damn. The thing is, like, let's just stop for a second, okay? TL didn't go top. But if they did go top, how can they get engaged on? They knew that all of C9 was bot side doing Drake, or 3 of them. So expected flanks like this are normal, right? TP behind, already members on bot side. What's the safest path for Team Liquid to take to get away from this fight? Worst case. It's up, isn't it? Up to Jensen. If they were there 5 seconds earlier, running up, taking this, there's no way they can get engaged on. No way. They're in their own vision. You can't engage on them. But in this case, they're in the middle of the map. So definitely risky by TL. Very risky play. This could have backfired very hard. If they actually just went for a normal macro play and ran top, they would be absolutely fine. If Tactical doesn't flash this flash W here from Viego, fight's over. He's stunned into Shockwave, into Brownwood. He's dead. Takes over Viego. Fight's over. But he doesn't. He reacts to it in time, and that's what won them the fight. That's what won them the fight. Oh my god. Did anyone see that? Was that an Aphelios trap? That blocked the Q? Yeah, it was. Oh my god, the Aphelios trap blocked the flash Q from Lee Sin. Oh my god. Jensen could probably one-shot him. That's really unlucky. Okay, I didn't see that. That's really unlucky for Jensen. Sven trapped the flash Q. I can't believe it. Okay, so they do end up going topside and getting their top camps eventually, but I feel like they wasted a top wave. I think there was definitely a world where they could have just ran top and taken top tier 2 with Ziggs afterwards. Cool, so game state, 5k gold lead for TL. They should not have any issue taking these tier 2s. Why? First of all, Herald's up. Second of all, you have Ziggs with 2 items. And third, they're all pretty chunked. You can see it in the map. So mid tier 2 and top tier 2 should fall very easily. All that needs to happen is just take Herald, Jensen pushes top, they push mid, Herald mid, and then run top, or vice versa. Okay, guys, this is a little macro play here. Maybe you didn't see it, but this is called the shift, the 4-1 shift. I'm sure if you heard the voice comms of TL right now, you'll hear Alfari say, okay, I'm shifting mid. What that means is he has bot push a little bit, but his whole team's going topside, which means someone needs to take over the next mid wave, and that'll be Renekton. So Ziggs pushes in a wave, Renekton pushes in a wave, and now Ziggs wants to play for top, and this is how you take tier 2s. This is exactly how you take tier 2s, you shift. So what happens is Alfari goes mid to take the next mid wave, after he clears his pink ward, and then Ziggs runs top. And what does that do? That covers all lanes. So now you have 2 choices as Tamkench. Do I just push in bot to make someone respond, which is not really unlikely. I think there could be a team responding, but very unnecessary. Or do I just leave it to freeze and base? But what will happen here is 4 members top, Alfari pushes in mid, and now he has a choice. He can take mid tier 2 while he's taking bot tier 2, and that's how you play on 2 lanes. Okay, the TL are playing on 2 lanes by shifting mid. Does that make sense? So let's imagine a world where Alfari stays bot, Ziggs stays mid, and you're 3-man top. Orianna can clear waves. She's pretty safe. Your Sieger is not there in Ziggs. But if you shift up, where Renekton goes bot to mid, Ziggs goes mid to top, and you shift upwards, you're playing on 2 lanes. Because now Tamkench is alone on bot, and you have a 4v5 on the map, and you have a really hard engage. So what happens is Renekton can push in mid and take tier 2, they can push in top and Herald top, and now you're losing out on the map everywhere, because you're playing on 2 lanes. And now once he pushes this wave and takes tier 2 mid, he can run top, and tier 2 top dies. You see how 2 lanes are being played on, and what's happened? Tamkench is pushed in bot and based. Oh, Cordier is gonna die. He should not get engaged on like this. He kind of walked up mid for no reason and got engaged on. So now Sejuani can just run bot, press Herald, all tier 2s are down, and the game is won. Okay, back into 1-3-1, and this is a short shift, right? This doesn't mean Alfari needs to move because he can catch top wave, but his team can push mid and move bot. A little short shift there. Herald bot with Ziggs. Boom, boom. Pushing waves, and now the game is over. You're 6 towers to 0. Enemy team cannot walk past, like...
Let's go, man.
There's probably like a line around here. C9 just can't get past this line. Right here. It's really hard. You can see already they're kind of struggling to get past here. And when they do get past here, they're going to get engaged on. Yeah, I don't know why Perks went Riftmaker. Isn't Leandery's just like a better item, especially against their champs when they're playing 4 melee champs? Now the game will slow down for 5 minutes. So the mistake TL made here was they tried to sneak Baron. Now, sneaking Baron is very easy if you have high DPS champs like Ryze, you know, Aphelios. You can sneak Baron pretty easily. All you have to do is push in waves to tier 3s. And then when they show around here in this line, with having vision here, you can just do Nash and they're just too late to get to you. Yeah, it's very simple. A lot of teams do this. You're ahead, you start Nash, you finish it, they're way too late. Problem with TL's comp, Your Nash is incredibly slow. So you can push in the waves, you can push in everything, you can get all the vision you want, but they just can't do it in time. So what TL need to do is correct so far. They need to force their way into their topside jungle. Maybe even get this. You know, they should really force themselves in here, all the way to their Nexus gates. Literally, sweep all the shit out. Yeah, there we go. They won't sweep this, unfortunately. And then what they should do is force Baron for turning. They should start Baron as 4-man, wait for TC9 to walk in, and then they should just all turn on them. The problem that they're doing right now is they're 2-manning Baron. What they think they can do is have Leona Lee Sin zoning away the enemy team while they 2-man Baron. But their damage just sucks. Their damage is trash. The idea is kind of there where it's like, we'll turn. But what should happen here is Lee Sin should be here, Leona should be here. They should be doing Baron together, 4-man. Renekton should be moving behind them or being around here. You know, around the entrance area around here. Yeah, where he is now, kind of, to make sure he can go behind them. And then they should make them walk in. But look at Ziggs' HP. It's obvious they're turning. They're split up. Ziggs is now half HP from tanking Nash, and so is Sejuani, and now you can't turn. So their plan was pretty bad. And once you do this, you need to base. And you need to recover the map. Like, look, you need to go catch bot. You need to go catch top. Ziggs needs to base. So you lose all pressure on the map. C9 now have a minute to do whatever they want. They should have been 4-man here. Alphari should have been running behind them as they come through the little chokes here. And they should just hard engage turn with Ziggs ult on Sejuani ult, Leon ult, and force them out. They can't play for tier 3s. Can't take tier 3s. Impossible to take tier 3s at 23 minutes with no Baron. Unless you somehow get some, like, 5 kills. Even Alphari can full commit if they're worried about tanking it or whatever, or not being able to turn properly. Alphari can just be here as well. He doesn't have to flank and hold waves. So the game's very slow. The only way TL accelerate the game is a pick or forcing Nash. And getting it's very hard because getting a pick is the enemy team making a mistake. If they make a mistake and overstep through here, then you can get a pick. But they don't really need to do that. If you're C9 right now, what you're looking for is where is Ziggs? Because if you see Ziggs mid, you know they're not on Baron. That's one thing they're looking for. And where is Lee Sin? Because if Lee Sin can push in these waves and go behind them, they can get some good kicks or plays, or Orianna can't catch waves safely. So as long as they see these two people, they're safe. Once both of them are missing, like it was just now, right? They're question mark pinging a lot, and they don't have any vision on Nash because it's pinged. They don't see Ziggs, they don't see Lee Sin, they don't see Ziggs. Now they see Ziggs. Okay, now we don't even have to walk into Nash. Just walk straight away. Don't care anymore. Ziggs is mid. Yeah, it's fine, they're not on Nash. Now they have to be scared again. Okay, Ziggs is moving up. This ward should spot out Ziggs, which is really handy.
Pog, let's go,
but they're just trying to play time and, you know, process of elimination. Where is everyone?
Sag.
Holding the line here a bit. Double pink. It's very hard to crack these pinks. Very, very hard to crack these pinks. Even if you're ahead. Look, Santorin even knows it. It's very hard to just walk straight in. Because that fighting area is really bad. Why is that fighting area really bad? Well, think about it. If Sejuani goes in, C9 can clump up and they can fight her 1v4. Jensen has to find some way in. Caedrel has some way in. It's not flanks, it's like a pincer, but it's not a good pincer because there's no like flank potential, there's no AoE potential. There's nothing C9 have to be scared of, even though they're behind. If you walk into them with these items, they are probably going to kill the Sejuani pretty quick. And it's very similar on red side as well. Red side, this area here, this bush and this push, fighting here is as red team against blue team is very difficult. A lot of games will be thrown there. So taking these pinks, these are the two hardest pinks to take in the game in pro play. Because this is what happens. I mean, this time TL will win the fight. Because, wow, Ziggs' damage is unreal. But CoreJJ just said, fuck it. You see how there he just said, fuck it, fuck this shit, and just went in. This is very dangerous what he's doing, but he just does it. Balls to the wall. Just goes for it. I think the reason he does it is because he sees Sven on midwave. And he's bored of fucking waiting around. So, complete respect. Fudge really has not been in this game, has he? He's literally been on side lanes, freezing and slow pushing the whole game. He's not grouping ever. He's not in any fights. He's not trying to get vision with his team. Well, just haven't seen Tamkench do anything this game. Cool, so now TL have Nash. How does TL set up on Nash? Very commonly in this meta, you'll see teams play on 2 lanes. And now what I mean by that is they'll push in 1 lane like this, and there'll be 4-man here. But I think 1-3-1 works with this comp, because the reason is Lee Sin wins on side, and he's very, very safe on collapses, right? This champ is very mobile. So it looks like they're going to play on 3 lanes, which I think is good. Playing on 3 lanes is very hard. Like playing this on 3 lanes is very, very hard. And if one of you gets caught, everything falls apart. Or if one of you like over pushes a wave too quick, falls apart. But look what TL just did there. Already on the 2 waves that they're playing on, they crashed mid and bot wave at the same time. What you want to do on Nash buffs on tier 3s is crash waves at the same time. So they hit the towers and you're hitting the towers at the same time with the same waves. Why? Because then the enemy team can't just ping pong their way up and down here and stop you. You know, if this wave crashes, oh, 3-man here, hold. This wave crashes, oh, 3-man here, hold. You need to make sure it all crashes at the same time. And that's really impressive by TL. Watch what they do. Bot wave and mid wave crashing same time. My fucking keyboard's still broken. Fucking shit, man. See, now Ziggs can hit mid tower without Aphelios being there. So you're losing mid tower. Aphelios is trying to clear bot wave. These two are a bit dizzy, you know. See, look what Alfaro is doing. Oh, you love to see it. Just standing back, buffing the wave because he knows it's going to crash at the same time.
Let's go,
so
man.
Sven has to clear the wave so they can take mid inhib. You see that? Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Look, he's not even pushing the wave. He could E through the wave here and push it if he wanted to. But he's just going to emote and let it crash. The same time mid wave's crashing. And they can take mid inhib now while Sven's trying to clear bot wave. And by the time Sven gets here, it's fucking gone. Perfect. So now crash top and bot waves at the same time. They need to crash this wave at the same time and this wave at the same time. Now it's more complicated when jungle mid are around there, but then you can just force, right? When there's two people standing here in your face, dude, just fucking push bot. Great Nash usage here by TL. Great. I mean, they're very far ahead. I mean, they're 10, 11k gold up, and they have a Ziggs, so it would be crazy if they wouldn't be able to get these towers and inhibs, but it's still... Execution is good, no matter how far ahead or behind you are. As long as you're executing well, the fundamentals are there. Ay, caralho. Is he alive? Oh, he's outie. Oh, later, bitch. Great game. Great game by TL. Really good game. Not that many mistakes, I have to admit. Not that many mistakes. One or two, but nothing major. Great game. This is some of the best League of Legends I've ever seen this year in NA. Okay, well. This is the for fun moment, so I won't count this. But genuinely, I think this is some of the best League of Legends I've seen in